Hello, everybody. We're starting the video like this real quick because March Comes In Like a Lion is starting in March 2023. I forgot to announce that because I had so many announcements, huge announcements in this video that this was a minor one because it's been confirmed for months, but I don't think I've said it in a video, so I wanted to mention it in this video. March Comes In Like a Lion, March 2023. Boom, done. Now it's on camera as well. I mean, it's already been confirmed for months, but now it's like double confirmed, I guess. So yeah, that's something you can lock in. It's even been on the About page for a long time, but nobody looks at that. So anyways, let's get to the crazy announcements now. There is going to be a little bit of background noise in this video. I'm rendering a video that's been rendering forever. Actually, ironically, it's the Fate video that'll go out tomorrow for you guys, because I'm recording this on the night, it's about to be September 18th. It's about 20 minutes to midnight on September 17th, 2022. But this video will be going out on September 22nd, 2022. This is my 25th birthday, which is a pretty big number. It's half of 50. That's pretty crazy. Quarter to 100. I don't know whether or not I want to live that long, but who knows? We might be on our way. Whatever the case may be, though, this is maybe the biggest update video I have ever done. I honestly think it is. I'm going to be announcing some things that are going to change this channel. I'm actually getting a little emotional. It's kind of weird that I'm thinking about it, but I have like a lot of stuff. So I'm going to try not to blabber on with fluff. I'm going to try to just say the big things, because there are big things in this video, and explain them, and explain them for the people who might be worried about certain things. Because I think when I initially say the big thing, I think certain people are going to be hyped, and they should be, and I think certain people might be a little disappointed, but I think once I explain everything, I think everyone's going to be, I think it's win-win. I'm restructuring things on the channel, and that's a big word, but let's just spice things up. Let's just get a couple little nuggets of flair for you. October 1st, 2022, I'm posting my reaction to Madoka Magica Rebellion. We're starting off small, you know? That video was recorded a few days ago, and I'm hyped to show it to you. I think it was a great reaction, one of the better ones I've had for a movie, probably ever. I think it's one of my best movie reactions I've ever had, without a doubt. And Madoka's, I think, honestly, one of my best reaction series ever, because it's such a good series. It's such a short series. I would really, if you've never seen this show, I'd recommend watching the 12 episodes and Rebellion and checking out my reactions to the 12 episodes, which are up now, and Rebellion, which will be in just over a week. So Saturday, October 1st, 2022, I will be posting my reaction to Madoka Magica Rebellion. So that is the first little piece of news. Let us answer another one. On October 8th, 2022, I will be posting my reaction to The Owl House, Season 2, Episodes 16 through 21. That's right, all 6 episodes I haven't watched. October 8th. So originally, I said that it would follow Inside Job in slot 4, but that wasn't entirely true. I wasn't ready to make the announcements that are coming just yet. I wanted to kind of get the perfect opportunity where I would have to do the least shuffling, and I feel like this is a perfect moment to this day, and with the way I've arranged everything, and it was part of the reason I re-uploaded Psycho Pass when I did, and I just tried to plan out this week perfectly with this re-upload of the Psycho Pass, and then the posting that will be going on between now and when I'm recording this and when this goes up on the 22nd. Some fun stuff. But the next thing that we're adding to this fuel, I have so many crazy things coming. I'm trying to build to the big stuff. I know people will probably post all the announcements in the description, and most people will just read those and not actually watch this. But for those of you who are engaged in the hype, bear with me. So again, Madoka reaction, October 1st. The Owl House reaction, October 8th. I'm aware, of course, that the first of the 3 specials, I'll refer to it as the 3-part finale, but the season 3 specials is coming out in October as well. I don't know exactly when I'll get to that, but we'll kind of double back, I think, to the Owl House and other things. But Madoka Magica Rebellion, October 1st. The Owl House Season 2, Episode 16 to 21, October 8th. Those are dates, firm dates for those 2 reactions to drop. I'm doing a bet for the rest of the year. A chicken wing bet. I'm going to eat chicken wings if I don't post a new reaction or Let's Play or new content of some kind every day for the rest of the year, with the exception of one re-upload day. So there will be potentially re-upload days sprinkled in. I don't have to do them. It's 0 to 1. But there will be there will only be at max 1 re-upload day in October, November, and December. And from today on, so starting tomorrow with what'll be Fate Part 6, we are looking to upload every day for the rest of the year, new content, with the exception of potentially a maximum of 3 re-uploads, and it probably will be 3 re-uploads, because I still have some movies, I still have a few more things that I do need to re-upload, and I haven't really been doing any re-uploads last few months, other than obviously the recent Psycho Pass one, so I want to slightly get back to that, but we are so close to that anyways, that I just want to do 1 a month, moving forward. So the plan, in all likelihood, is to do 1 re-upload in October, November, and December, and all the other days of the rest of the year being new content. This is a very ambitious bet because I haven't actually had a perfect month this year. I've been very close to perfect in September so far, but I feel very ambitious and confident, and this might be overstepping a little bit, but I got a good feeling about this, and depending on how this goes, I might have a very big update video on January 1st, 2023, but because there is something that potentially will begin in 2023 that we'll see, that could arguably be as big or bigger than the combined craziness of this video, but the kits just keep coming. And they don't stop coming. Are you ready for things to get crazy? 4 anime slots. Yep. 4 anime slots. It's happening. It's happening. Holy shit, it's happening. We're not going to a 6-slot rotation. It is going to remain 5 slots. Let me explain, because I'm sure the people who primarily watch my anime reactions are coming right now, and the people who primarily watch my Western series, not so much. But bear with me, because this is I have a strategy here, and I have a vision here that should work out quite well for everyone. Now just hear me out. So, I have worked out a new structure for the rotation. It is going to be more structured than ever, and it falls very much in line with plans that I've had for a long time. And I've had this idea and this thought that I wanted to do for a long time, but finding the right moment to implement it, it's rough. And let me explain how this is going to work. So, slot 1 will belong to long anime. Now we're going to get into this term of long, short, medium, and I will explain in detail what each of these means. So slot 1, to be more specific, will belong to 120 plus episode anime. Now you can probably give about 5 or so. I thought about this for a while, and what was I going to define as a long anime? Because in the past, I've reacted to stuff like Monster, which was 74 episodes. That was certainly, I did not define that as a long anime. Haikyuu, I'm currently doing, which is longer than Monster, closer to 100. I did not define as a long anime. So it was clear that the 100 or lower was not a long anime. But I've done Hunter x Hunter and JoJo's, which were both around 150. Hunter was 148. JoJo's, I think, was 152 with what I had, but it was around the same length. 150 was long, 100 wasn't. So where did I want to put the cutoff? And my mind jumped to two particular series that are over 100 episodes that I have made the decision to define as not being long series. And those series are Yu Yu Hakusho and Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Both series that I have interest in doing at some point in the future. And they're both, I think one of them's like 110 and the other's like 111 or 112. They're both around 110 episodes. So I've struggled with where I want to put the number, and the number I've landed on is 120. I know that's not like the cleanest number. You probably would have expected 100 or around 150, give or take some. 120 is my number. So essentially, if you're as long or shorter than Legend of the Galactic Heroes or Yu Yu Hakusho, you are not a long anime series on my channel. If you are over 120 episodes, you are. So obviously that puts what was JoJo's. Obviously when I started JoJo's, Part 6 wasn't out, so Parts 1 to 5 of JoJo's, and Hunter x Hunter, and Fairy Tail if we go further back. So that is what slot 1 will be dedicated to moving forward. Now, in the short term, of all the slots, most of these slots are going to immediately fall into line with the plans. This is kind of the exception slot. Slot 1's going to remain as advertised, as scheduled. So Violet Evergarden is going to remain in slot 1. I'm almost done with it. After Violet Evergarden, we're still doing Owari Monogatari in slot 1. And after Owari Monogatari, we will begin a series that is 120 episodes or more. You guys will see what that is. You could probably make some guesses. There aren't really a ton that are that long that I haven't done or, might be of significant interest. You could probably narrow it down to about 5 or 6, I'd imagine. Maybe even less. I'm sure a good amount of you probably know. Whatever the case may be, that is slot 1. So slot 1 is going to take the longest to get into full swing. It is the long anime slot moving forward, but we're still going to be doing, obviously, the remainder of Violet Evergarden in slot 1 and Owari Monogatari in slot 1 before the next really long series begins. But slot 1 is officially the long anime or 120 plus episode anime slot. Slot 2 is where changes begin. Slot 2 is the short anime slots, 0 to 30 episodes. So the way I've defined this is essentially this is kind of the 1 to 2 core anime slot. I'm defining 2 core anime as short anime. This was another thing I thought about is where do I cut off short anime? Do I make a slot that's exclusively for 1 core anime? I decided I didn't want to do that, but 30 episodes is my cutoff. Essentially, if you're Gurren Lagann or shorter, you're a short anime in my distinction. If 30 episodes is where I make the cutoff is what you could realistically consider 2 cores, which is how I'm defining this. So 0 to 30, this is going to be a short episode, short anime slot. A lot of times this is going to be for new anime, new seasons of anime I've already reacted to. This slot is largely going to be moving fast. There's going to be a lot of rotation in this slot. And this slot will be getting something fresh right out of the gate. When we get around to slot 2, it will be a new series or a returning series. Now, there's a few ideas. Maybe, who knows? Who knows what Shark's up to? Who knows what I'm cooking up? Man, oh man. I got a little, there's some stuff. There's some stuff that's come out or is coming out. It's gonna be interesting. But slot 2 is my short anime slot, and that is effective immediately. So the next rotation in slot 2 will be a new anime series that is at present time has somewhere between 0 to 30 episodes in length. And moving forward, slot 2 is dedicated for anime that have 0 to 30 episodes, or to clarify more, 0 to 30 episodes that I would be watching. So, like, a good example would be My Hero Academia Season 6 would qualify for slot 2, because it's going to be, I assume, like 25 episodes. That would qualify. Obviously, My Hero Academia is way longer at this point, but it's the bunch that I'm watching. So sequel seasons would count. You know, Mob Psycho Season 3, Made in Abyss Season 2, stuff like that would qualify, as well as series that I haven't started that are short or at the moment are short. So that is what that means. It's basically whatever's going in is how many episodes I have to watch has to be 30 or less, I guess is the best way to put it. So you're probably wondering, oh no, slot 2, short anime, what about Scooby-Doo? Well, don't worry. Slot 3 is our Western slot. And Scooby-Doo will be sliding right down from slot 2 to slot 3. There's really not much to say about this. This is a all-encompassing Western slot. This could be short series, long series. This is my Western slot. We'll get to more later on this because, yes, we are going from 2 Western slots to 1 Western slots, but Western fans of cartoons, I should say, don't worry because we got more on that later. It's not as bad as it sounds. Slot 4. Well, slot 4 is going to be what I refer to as my medium-long slot. So we had our long slot, 120 plus, our short slot, 30 or less. Now we have our medium-long slot, which is the probably most expansive slot. This covers everything from 30 episodes to 120 episodes. So this would be the slot that 4, 5 core anime, 50, 60 episode anime, but it can stretch, Monster would encompass this, Haikyuu would encompass this. As I previously mentioned in my examples to kind of give you an idea of where my cutoff was for long stuff, Legend of Galactic Heroes, Yu Yu Hakusho, stuff like that. Haikyuu, which was in slot 3, just like Scooby-Doo, which slides from slot 2 to slot 3, Haikyuu is sliding from slot 3 to slot 4. Slot 4 will be Haikyuu moving forward. Pretty simple. And last but not least, slot 5, which will be the short, medium slot. This slot gives me more leeway. This slot will be 0 to 60 episodes. So this slot can be a one-core anime, or it could be a show up to, about a Code Geass, or even a little longer than that. So this slot has a lot of leeway. The idea with slots 2, 4, and 5 is to give me leeway, to give me maneuverability. Slot 1 is dedicated to really long shows. Slot 2 is dedicated to shorter shows. But I want to have leeway in the realm of what I've defined as 60 episode or less anime, where there's multiple slots that I can put any anime that's 60 episodes or less. So if an episode has 0 to 30 episodes, they could go in slot 2 or slot 5. If an anime has 30 to 60 episodes, they could go in slot 4 or slot 5. If they're over 60 episodes, then they're trapped in slot 4, and if they're over 120 episodes, they get trapped in slot 1, but there is a dedicated slot for that because those shows take forever anyways. It only makes sense. That is our new rotation. Slot 5, 0 to 60, it's going to be JoJo's. We're just about done with JoJo's, and we're going to be starting a new series that falls under the 0 to 60 episode parameter. A bit on the longer side, but it does fall under that parameter. So that is the new rotation. I've tried to engineer the perfect moment to make this switch with as least resistance as possible. Slot 1 is going to just stay the same as planned. It's Violet Evergarden, then Owari Monogatari, then it officially becomes the 120 plus episode slot with a future anime series that I'm going to be reacting to after Owari Monogatari that is that long. Slot 2 is essentially the just straight new slot. That's where we're just inserting a new series. Boom, get hyped. Slot 3, Western, Scooby-Doo is just slotting down, just has to slot down one position from 2 to 3. Slot 4, the medium-long, 30 to 120 episode anime, Haikyuu, just has to slot down from 3 to 4. So both of those, it's a slight slot, but I only had to move them down one each, so that works out pretty well. And then slot 5 remains exactly how it was going to be. It's going to be the short, medium, 0 to 60 episode slot, and that we're going to finish JoJo's in slot 5, and then we're going to move on to According. So, anime. So, what's great about this is all of these slots are just about immediately going to correlate to what they're planned to, other than slot 1, which we do have a little ways to go before we get to the long anime. That is my big announcement, but we're not done, because you guys are probably wondering, well, damn, Western series got shafted. So let me talk about this and talk about where I stand here and where my logic is, because I have a lot of great Western series. I actually have quite a few that I'm up to date on. To give you some examples, The Dragon Prince, which is returning in November with Book 4. Invincible, which hopefully is returning with Season 2 not far down the line. Arcane, which is hopefully returning, most likely a year from now, but hopefully in about a year or so, we do get Season 2. And more. Those are just some of the, I think, more interesting examples I have. And there's more, of course. Has-Been Hotel being a really big one as well, and Hell of a Boss is, kind of doing its own thing. My idea is that I am going to have a dedicated Western slot that, in many cases, I think will be dedicated to occasionally sometimes stuff that might be a little older that for whatever reason I didn't watch when I was younger, or whatever the case may be. Sometimes it will be newer stuff as well. It's kind of just whatever it needs to be. But we're going to be doing a lot of stuff out of rotation on Western shows. Right away, in fact, Inside Job is kind of the show that got axed out of this group of series, because it's, we're introducing a new series into the rotation, and the other 4 are moving. Well, 2 of them moved around. Scooby went from 2 to 3. Haikyuu went from 3 to 4. 1 and 5 stayed the same. 2 is new, and in the process, Inside Job was the series that left the rotation. Well, don't worry, because we will be doing Inside Job reactions on Thursdays moving forward. Obviously, yesterday was 2 to 5. The following 2 Thursdays, we will be doing the final 5 episodes of Inside Job. So Inside Job for the next 2 Thursdays will be on Thursdays, just like how Fate is on Friday as opposed to in the rotation. So for the next 2 weeks, Thursdays will be Inside Job. And that is going to be how I do a lot of Western stuff moving forward. In the future, when I do reactions to Book 4 of The Dragon Prince, it most likely will not be in rotation. It most likely will be out of rotation, and it'll be a separate thing that'll be given a specific day of the week that I will do it. Same, in all likelihood, will go for other things like, there's a good chance that stuff like, Arcane and Vox Machina and Invincible and all these other shows, when they return, they will not be rotational. They will be given a certain day of the week. I'm going to be doing that more with Western shows and less with anime. This structure allows me to largely keep anime in its own deal. I mostly will do, like after the season is over, the first season maybe of a popular show, then I'll get, I'll do it like in a shorter slot or something, and I'll be able to do that more with anime. And with Western stuff, there's not as much that I have to do. Come out, and a lot of the big Western stuff I'm interested in, I've already watched, and I'm up to date on and waiting for new content, so it works really well in the structure. So that's a thing, and that's something I'm looking forward to. So Inside Job is on Thursdays now until I catch up. And Inside Job Part 2 is actually another great example. When we get new episodes of Inside Job, it most likely will be out of rotation. I'm still keeping a Western series in rotation because I don't want a situation where I'm doing only anime at any point. I want to at least have one Western show going. But essentially, there's not a ton of Western stuff that I have on my list. I definitely have some stuff that I want to get to. But most of the main things I want to get to aren't that long. And at any point, if I want to do a second Western series, I can just say it's going to be off rotation. And I'm giving myself a lot of freedom when it comes to doing a second Western series. So there will be kind of 1 to 2 Western series going on at all times, potentially more depending on when things come out, when I get to them. But that's what we're doing, and that's why I think you guys don't have to worry that much, because I will always be doing a cartoon, and I'm going to be a lot more aggressive with doing cartoons out of the rotation and giving them set days of the week. And on that note, as a perfect transition, technically this is whatever you want it to be. RWBY is a series that you guys know that I've been doing for many years, and the Ice Queendom anime is finishing, or actually I think will have just finished a few hours literally after this, and I think it's getting dubbed. I don't know. That's actually something I might have to do a poll on in the future, is whether people would want me to react to it in English or Japanese, because by the time I get to it, the dub will be done for sure. But my plan for RWBY, Volume 9 is going to be in early 2023. We don't have a specific date. RWBY Saturdays are going to return in 2023. They're going to return at the beginning of 2023, so January 7th, 2023. That's a few months away, but I'm going to say it. This is kind of a great example of what I'm talking about Western stuff being given days of the week as opposed to rotational space. I'm going to be doing RWBY in 2023 on Saturdays in the lead up to Volume 9, and the reason why is because we have RWBY Chibi that I never did, we have the Fairy Tales of Remnant, we have the RWBY Ice Queendom anime. There's a lot of stuff to react to, and if I have enough time, and hopefully RWBY Volume 9 isn't like January, February, if it's more like March, April, I want to do either reviews or outright readings of the, at this point, 3 RWBY books. I actually still only own the first one, but the 3 RWBY books that have come out, the 2 about Team Coffee and the Roman Neo book. So yeah, did I promise a big update video, and did I fucking deliver or what? This update video, I feel like I've not been stalling for time, and it's almost half an hour. That says a lot. But to reiterate, October 1st, Madoka Magica Rebellion. October 8th, The Owl House Season 2, Episodes 16 through 21. Inside Job is now out of the rotation, and instead the remaining reactions to Part 1 of Inside Job will be coming out on Thursdays. So Inside Job on Thursdays for the remaining videos. And then the rotation is now 1 Western series, 4 anime. Slot 1 will be Violet Evergarden Owari Monogatari as planned, and then will become a 120 plus episode anime slot. Slot 2 is now the short anime slot, 0 to 30 episodes. That is effective immediately. Slot 3 is the Western slot, which will Scooby-Doo now slots down to slot 3. Slot 4 is the medium-long, the medium-long slot, which is 30 to 120, or I guess it's just the medium slot. I guess it makes more sense to refer to it as the medium slot. So yeah, I would say slot 1's the long slot, slot 2 is the short slot 4 is the medium slot, and slot 5 is the short medium slot. Yeah, that's how I define it actually. Because slot 5 is an in-between, but slot 1, the short is 0 to 30, medium is 30 to 120, and long is 120 or more. But the short medium is 0 to 60, which is slot 5. But to go back, slot 1, still Violet Evergarden, then Owari Monogatari, then 120 plus episode anime slot after that. Slot 2, new or returning series, but something that'll fit in the 0 to 30 episode of stuff I have to react to currently. Slot 3, Western, that's Scooby-Doo, slotting down from 2 to 3. Slot 4 is the medium-length series, 30 to 120 episode anime. That is Haikyuu, also moving down from slot 3 to slot 4. And slot 5, 0 to 60 episode anime series. We will be finishing JoJo's in slot 5 as planned, and then it will become that slot with whatever replaces JoJo's. We'll officially make it the 0 to 60 episode anime slot, or the short medium anime slot. As I mentioned, Inside Job on Thursdays. Moving forward, we will be doing a lot more Western stuff out of rotation. RWBY returns on Saturdays in 2023. So the first Saturday of January will be the return of RWBY-related content, and I will basically keep doing RWBY content on Saturdays in the lead-up to RWBY Volume 9, whenever the hell that comes out in early 2023, unless it gets pushed back or it's way later than I expected, and then I will adjust then. But for the time being, that's the plan. I think I have covered everything. Holy shit. What an update, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So yeah, that's a lot of good shit. So yeah, it'll actually be really interesting because the next couple weeks in the rotation, or out of the rotation, actually. So, I mean, not this weekend, because the next video... So, to reiterate, too, I think I only brought it up once. The Fate Stay Night Let's Plays are still on Fridays. They're just chilling on Fridays. They have nothing to do with this. They're just chilling. It's actually really funny. So, the way I've structured it, though, the next two kind of weeks, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, will all be non-rotational stuff, because... the next 2 Thursdays will be, Inside Job, of course. Then the next 2 Fridays will be Fate, of course. And then the next 2 Saturdays, of course, not in 2 days from now, but the following Saturday, October 1st, Saturday for Madoka Rebellion, and then that following Saturday after that will be the Owl House Season 2 finale reaction. So, lots of fun stuff coming up, lots of adjustments. As far as the Western stuff, to give a little more clarification on how I'm going to kind of manage this, it's really going to be at my own discretion. If I want to start a Western series and I have nothing else going on, I might just start a Western series because I feel like it, and there doesn't really have to be much flow. Slot 3 is going to be a Western series. That's just how it is. Scooby-Doo for quite a while, and then it'll be other things. But if I don't have anything going on, the Western series will kind of potentially just spring up out of nowhere and be given a certain day of the week. When I have series to catch up on, like Rick and Morty Season 6 or Dragon Prince Book 4, a lot of times those will slot into the kind of bonus Western slot. So that's how I'm structuring it. Whereas with anime, I'm going to try and not do that with anime as much as possible. Attack on Titan's final season, part 3, I'm probably going to be doing weekly episodes too, if we're being realistic, or something of that nature, most likely. But, generally speaking, this is my plan, is to be a little more structured with anime, a little less structured with Western, and in the process, go to a 4-1 rotation. Holy shit, I can't believe I just said all that. I can't believe I actually did that. And, yeah, here we are. We're here. It's time to do a new era on the Shark Channel where we're doing a little more anime all the time, and we're a little more fluid with our Western stuff, and we're more rigid with our anime because I have very specific structure with slot 1 long anime, slot 2 short anime, slot 4 medium anime, and slot 5 short to medium anime. Originally, when I was conceiving this, the other structure I had was to do slot 1 Western, slot 2 long anime, slot 3 medium anime, slot 4 short to medium anime, slot 5 short anime. So basically, like the further, start the rotation, get the Western thing at the top, and then as you move down, they get shorter, the anime, so they start long and they get shorter. And obviously, I could have structured it the other way too. The reason I went with this is I kind of wanted balance to where, like, I like the idea of different stuff moving around. So, like, the stuff that's, like, surrounding slot 1, which will be the anime that is, like, rigid and never changing, essentially, are things that'll be changing around more. I think it just feels better to me. So that's how I kind of, like, spread it out, going with long, short, Western, medium, short, medium. Like, that's why I went with that structure. Yeah. And not to get lost in this video, I'm doing a rest of the year daily uploads challenge with 1 re-upload per month allowed. And if I don't meet that, I will eat chicken wings on camera. So that will be the punishment video. So there's a lot going on here. I really think this video didn't drag on, and it's 33 minutes at the moment. But I actually really need to drink some water because I've been talking nonstop for over half an hour, and I actually kind of feel it. And I have recordings to do in a little while, so still about an hour and a half away though, I suppose. But anyways, that's pretty much all I got to say in this video. So if you want to support the channel, my Patreon's down below in the description. My Discord server is as well. I'm sure the Discord server will be humming. It's going to be popping with people talking about this. I'm sure the comment section's also going to be popping. Hopefully you guys understand. I mean, obviously, if you're really big into anime, this is just an absolute win for you guys. The Western stuff, it's more of a restructuring. I mean, it really, just a kind of little final justification, it really just comes down to the fact that I've watched so many of the really popular older series when I was younger, so I am somewhat limited in what I can do. This gives me a little more flexibility to not force series, which I don't want to do, and there's so much anime that, whether it's newer stuff, older stuff, there's so much anime that I've not seen and that I can dive into. So I think this makes a lot of logical sense. And like I said, I still plan to often have 2 Western series going, but a lot of the times it's going to be me continuing stuff that I'm returning to. And like I said, Dragon Prince, Rick and Morty, Arcane, Invincible, Vox Machina, stuff like that. Ruby, all these different Western series that, Avatar, when we eventually get Avatar stuff again, all this fun stuff. And I just think structurally this makes a lot of sense for me. But at the same time, like I said, I can do that with new series too, and I will be occasionally doing new series in that format where I just give them a day of the week, they're rotation exempt, and they're just coming out on X, Y, or Z day. And I will be doing that. I definitely will be doing that in the future. So I think it will all work out, and I think in the end it'll just be really fun. And yeah, I've been wanting to do a change similar to this. I've been working on different ideas, different ways I could format it, different times to potentially start this. And I figured it's my 25th birthday. What better time? I mean, it's 4 days away from me, but when you guys see this, it'll be my 25th birthday. What better time than my 25th birthday to make a big shift to the rotation? Really, the second time the rotation's ever had a big shift, because the first time I made a big change, so there was obviously the invention of the rotation. When I initially invented the rotation, all it was slots 1 through 5, and basically instead of giving a day of the week to a show, it was each show has like a pecking order, and after one show it's the next and the next, and it goes in that order. So even if I'm not consistent, no show gets like left behind, essentially. The one big change I made to the rotation was actually making slots 1, 3, and 5 anime and slots 2 and 4 Western, and obviously we're evolving further, and now slots 1, 2, 4, and 5 are anime, slot 3 will be Western, and moving forward there will be more Western shows that'll be rotation exempt, which is something that I really never did, because with 2 slots I could pretty much always fit in my Western stuff, because I was never really overwhelmed with Western stuff, whereas 3 anime slots oftentimes is just not enough, but 2 Western slots were always enough. So I figure going to 4 anime slots and 1 Western slot, I'll less likely have to do rotation exempt anime stuff, and in exchange I'll be more willing to do rotation exempt Western stuff. In fact, I think, with the exception of probably Attack on Titan in early 2023, I think most of my rotation exempt stuff moving forward will be Let's Play content and Western shows. But anyways, that is the fucking video. So as I said before, you could support me in all the places. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, those of you who have not yet decided, without any further ado, it is time for me to bid you adieu. Holy shit. Good God, it's literally a 38-minute video. Anyways, thanks for watching. Peace.